Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Black One, aka Jaron Ikner, hitting you off another edition of Star Reviews, reaction edition, of course. Today, we're talking about the release of Dave Chappelle's two new stand-ups, The Bird Revelation and Equanimity. They both dropped tonight being midnight at I guess it'd be this morning at the 31st, New Year's Eve. Dave Chappelle completed his contract with Netflix and dropped two new specials, which is actually surprising because the original contract stated that he was going to be dropping three specials, but it looks like he snuck another one in there. As soon as it dropped last night, me and my girl sat down and checked them out, and yeah, so I would say that initially, off the bat, that Dave Chappelle is easily one of the funniest and one of the most entertaining comedians of our generation. And with that said, in the stand-up special, The Bird Revelation, he actually comes out and pretty much says that out the gate. Talks about retiring and talks about how it's too easy for him to make jokes, and he proceeds to go into one long joke about kicking a girl in the pussy. No spoilers, but that little stand-up basically shows how strong of a comedian Dave Chappelle really truly is, and the fact that he knows how to command a stage, he knows how to work the crowd, he knows when to laugh at his own jokes, he knows when not to laugh, and he pretty much is a master of his craft, and these two stand-up specials really showcase that. What I like the most about the two specials is that, one, The Bird Revelation is more of a regular stand-up situation. He does it at a theater. There's probably like a good 1,000, 2,000 people there, and it's your typical stand-up special. I wouldn't say it's his best stand-up. I still think that Killing Me Softly is still that iconic stand-up special that Dave Chappelle is known for, but the Bird Revelation does a good job of showing us that Dave Chappelle has not lost his edge. The jokes are still relevant, they're unique, they're on point, and it's a really good laugh all in all. I don't think there was any point in time during The Bird Revelation where I was like, oh man, this is horrible. Very solid work. Now, on the other side of the coin, Equanimity, this is a much more intimate stand-up special. He actually does it in a smaller room. There's probably only about like 30 people in there, and this one is much more political and much more social commentative, in the sense that, like, there's less jokes. There are jokes, don't get me wrong, but there's not like an overarching joke situation that he normally does with his jokes. He pretty much just commentates on the world. He talks about a lot of the sexual harassment charges that are going around, including Kevin Spacey and his friend Louis C.K., which is surprising because him and Louis C.K. are close friends, and he pretty much tortures this dude. He talks about Trump, obviously, and he talks about transgender. We talked about that more in The Bird Regulation than actually, he talks about it in both, actually, to be honest with you. But all in all, I think that Dave Chappelle, compared to the other two specials that he put out this year, I would say that these two definitely have more intent behind them. I think that the first two stand-ups he put out this year, he was just trying to get back into the game, get his feet wet, etc., and so forth. He did have the political commentary, he did have things to say, but it was much more lighthearted. On Equanimity, he really goes in on his views in the world, and it's not quite as funny. There are a couple jokes out there that don't land as well, and I don't want to give any spoilers on any of the jokes, but he has a whole thing about transgenders that gets a little bit awkward, because he actually goes in and states his thoughts on transgenders, and it's not really like a laughing matter the way that he presents it. It doesn't mean that he's just sitting there preaching. Equanimity is very entertaining all in all, but when compared to the Bird Revelation, the first stand-up, it's vastly different, and I think that's exactly what he's trying to go for. Another thing to keep in mind is that Dave Chappelle just dropped 4 stand-ups in 1 year. I don't know any other comedian that has done that has felt the need to put out 4 stand-ups of 4 distinctly different types of material in 1 year. There has to be some type of record, and all of them are great. Overall, though, I would say that The Bird Revelation might be my favorite of the four, but it's not my favorite of his entire career. He has his moments, definitely, and you definitely should check it out, especially if you're a fan of comedian and fan of Dave Chappelle. And Equanimity is a little bit more preachy. If you aren't trying to hear Dave Chappelle's views on the world, I would maybe steer away from that one, because that one's much more intimate, much more deep, much more insightful, and it's actually compelling to watch and hear Dave Chappelle's views on the world in this stand-up. But all in all, I would check them both out because, you know, like I said before, Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest comedians of my generation, if not the greatest comedian of your generation, so you don't want to miss this. But anyways, this is your boy, Jaron Ikner, a.k.a. Black One. Star Reviews. Make sure you subscribe, follow the page for more reviews, reaction videos, and more. Peace out, y'all. Woo.